Hey yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Tylarious, aka Ty Killington. Yeah, man. All right, today's video we are going over the Podium Vehicle. Yes, it is the Podium Vehicle review. This week, the Podium Vehicle is the Albany VSTR. It's actually a really nice vehicle, really nice car. In the video, we'll be going over the customization, the performance, top speed around a track, whether or not you guys should buy it if you cannot win it from the wheel, whether or not you should even waste your time spinning the wheel to win this vehicle, all right? Let's talk about the price real quick. It's $1,285,000, so it's expensive, but nothing too crazy, right? And it is in the sports class, which I think, again, is dumb. There's too many cars in the sports class. This should be in the sedans, or there should be like a separate class, a four-door or something like that. I don't know. It's just there's just too many cars, and we'll talk about why that's a problem a little bit later on when we go over the performance. All right. Now, before we go any further, if you guys enjoy the video, definitely drop a like. If you are new here, make sure you subscribe if you enjoy the content, all right? And definitely, man, turn notifications so you don't miss out on any future guides, tutorials, money guides, all that good stuff. Everything is over here on my channel, so live streams, everything. If you're new here, that's what I do. Definitely come back and see me, okay? Now listen, the customization of the vehicle is not bad. You know my rule. If a vehicle is $1,000,000 or more, it should have good customization to make up for any kind of lack in performance. And just because, that's a lot of money, even, in today with, the Cayo Perico and other money grind opportunities, still $1,000,000 is a lot to spend on a vehicle. All right, and especially if it's not going to be a top tier performer, which we'll talk about that here in just a moment with the performance. But yeah, it's got decent I think that it's got enough customization to warrant the price. As you see right here, we have 14 different hood options. You've got some different, exhaust options. You have different spoiler options. You've got the skirts. You've got the grill. Not too many with that, just the one. The hood latches. So I think there's enough to complement the price. I really do. With the paint, you've got the secondary, the primary, and you have the trim, which is always good. We'll see that in just a minute here. You've got 11 different liveries. I think every car in this game should have liveries attached to it. I don't know why. I think it's a big missed opportunity for Rockstar. I don't know why they don't do that. But I'm glad to see that this vehicle does have liveries on it, even if it's a four-door. Some people don't think it's like a race car style or whatever. I get that. I understand it. But I just like to see that there are options for that. Right, so I'm glad to say there's 11 different liveries, and they look good. They really do. They look really, really nice on this vehicle. The Albany VSTR is another car that I think you don't have to do a lot to it. This looks good just the way it is. It looks really good just coming out of, the showroom. It looks really nice. I don't think there's a lot you have to do. Again, the options for the customization is always welcome, though, just to be able to have that, that option there. You've got the carbon, you've got the different kind of, the whole different types of designs for each feature, which is nice, and I think that's important. Now, as we're going through, we're checking out the secondary colors, looking at the trim on the inside. It changes the back seats and the stitching on the front, which is cool. Again, nothing too crazy, but just that added touch. If you're a big car show guy, I love doing car shows with my crew and stuff like that. Having the extra little bit to set yourself apart, it makes a difference. It really does. It could be the difference between second place and the winner of the show, right? It really does. So those things are always warranted and they're always welcome, especially in my view. I think most of you would agree with me. I really do. I don't think anybody out there is like, oh, I don't want customization for my car. I just don't think anybody's out there saying that. So that's good. Right now we're talking about the suspension. A nice touch they added. There's a little bit of camber to the tire. There's actually a noticeable difference in the suspension. Now, I've got the all-terrain tires. I'm going to switch that up here in just a minute just for a different look on there. And that's a whole other video for that, so don't worry about that. No big deal. But, yeah, I like that it has that little bit of that cambered out with the tires. It's really nice. I appreciate that. We've seen in here before some cars, they either don't have suspension modifications or it's like so minimal, it's like you don't even really notice it. And literally, in real life and in the game, dropping the car, lowering it, it makes all the world of difference. It really does. It gives the vehicle an attitude. It does help out with performance, and it really does. It does change the look of a vehicle. It really does. So I appreciate that you can actually notice the suspension difference, and I appreciate the fact that they added a slight camber to it, which gives it just that little bit more of style and flair, which is really cool. All right, we're checking out the tire design on here. I love how they added those street tires. That's really nice. We need more of that. I think that, Benny's tires should be available for all vehicles if you want. You shouldn't have to glitch any of that. That should just be something that you have the option to put on. Okay. You ever been out to Houston? They got some crazy ass rims out there. You guys know what I'm talking about. Shout out to H-Town, right? All right, getting out here into the performance side of it. This is the problem with the sports class, right? This is the problem with all the classes, but primarily the sports class, what I was talking about earlier in the video. There's like a million cars in the sports class that, and a lot of them don't deserve to be there. Okay, with my testing, with Bruffies, all the big, car guys in GTA, there's like 30 cars in this class that are literally separated in performance by tenths of seconds. Now, listen, that's the case in a lot of things in real life. However, if they were to rebalance the car classes, you'd have so much more to work with. You'd have a lot more competition in each of the classes. Again, for the past, I don't know how many years now, maybe 2 years? The Pariah, the Italian GTO, the RSX just broke into the sports class, but really nobody. It's always going to be the Pariah or the Italian GTO. Top speed. This is a very good car. It's it's in the top 6, top 7 for top speed in the sports class. But if it was in the sedans or maybe a separate class of its own, it could be a lot more competitive and not overshadowed by the cars like the Pariah, the RSX, and the Italian GTO. Now, around a track, it suffers a little bit more. Again, with my testing and others, that you can compare it to, there are a lot of cars that are just separated by a little tiny bit of time. Again, I get that that's the case, and a lot, somebody made a comment, they're like, Ty, it's only, 1 or 2 seconds slower. Well, listen, man, 1 or 2 seconds in a race is it's a dramatic amount. It's very, very big. But, I would just like to see the car class broke up a little bit and vehicles be put into other classes that really deserve it, so there's more competition and they're more viable. Again, there's like 15 or 20 cars that are all in the same range that this vehicle places. This is like pretty much the middle of the pack for a rounded track. A few things that hurt it. It's the traction with this car. It's got decent power. It's got decent acceleration. But every single turn you take, you can hear the tires, losing grip and traction, and that hurts it. You're losing a tenth of a second here or there, but if you got 10, 12, 13 turns on a lap, that's a whole second right there that you lose. So that's the issue with the performance. Now, do I recommend you buy this car? Honestly, at 1.2 million, it's really not that bad. It's purely a collection car. There are other vehicles that are just a little bit better at that same price range that you could go with. But I do think somewhere down the road, put this in your garage for a collection type kind of vehicle. It looks nice. It sounds good. It's really nice to drive around the city. It really is. But there are definitely better vehicles performance-wise. They're more competitive. Unfortunately, it's the usual suspects in the sports class. But it's still a very nice car. You don't have to have it immediately, but it is something down the road I think you should add. So that's my take on it. It's good. It's not great. You can have it. It's not needed, though. You know what I mean? This is another vehicle that, if you're a Cadillac fan, I think it takes after the Cadillac design of the vehicles, so you can have it for that. But yeah, it's just, it's kind of bogged down by its own class. The sports class cannibalizes itself because there's so many cars in it, and there's just really no identity to the sports class except for the Pariah and the Italian GTO. So anyways, that's my rant on it there. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Definitely subscribe to the channel for the Ills and Reels content in the game. Smash that like button. See you guys in the next one. All right, peace out. Yeah.